Uh-oh.
We're going to clear up one of the biggest lies men tell themselves in modern dating. Just because she's responding to you doesn't mean she wants you. A lot of you are building entire fantasies off of replies, attention, conversations, stuff like late night text or good morning messages from women who were never truly attracted to you in the first place. And I know some of you don't want to hear that because attention feels good. It gives you hope. It gives you momentum. It makes you think maybe this is going somewhere. Meanwhile, she's sitting there comfortable. She enjoys the interaction. She likes that validation. She likes the attention. But desire, nephews, that's a completely different subject. All right. And most men, they don't understand the difference. All right. See, a woman can think you're funny. A woman can think you're sweet. A woman can think that you're emotionally safe and still not want to smash you. All right, she's not going to see you romantically, and she's still not going to feel any kind of attraction towards you. These aren't the same things. And if you don't learn how to separate attention from desire, you're going to spend months investing in situations that were dead from the very beginning. So because attraction has a different kind of energy to it, a woman who simply enjoys talking to you responds when it's convenient. She will keep things comfortable. She stays surface level with you intentionally, and she lets you do all the work. But a woman who genuinely desires you, nephews, you feel movement. You feel effort. You feel curiosity. She creates openings. She invests faster. She becomes available. And she leans into the interaction instead of just receiving it. You don't have to force momentum. And that's where a lot of you, well, nephews, you expose yourselves. You keep trying to earn attraction with more texting, more effort, more explaining, and more availability. And all you're really doing is rewarding low interest with high investment. That's backwards. Y'all are hustling backwards. So tonight on Swipe Smarter, we're breaking down real women's Bumble profiles, and we're exposing the difference between attention, attraction, validation, and genuine desire. Because once you understand this, you stop chasing potential and you stop trying to convince women to want you. You start moving like a man with standards, discernment, and emotional control. And let me make this clear. This is not about blaming women. Women are allowed to like your attention and still not want you. The problem is men refusing to accept what's actually happening here. And that's where suffering starts. Not rejection, Johnny, but delusion. So tonight,
they end up wasting their own time with someone to pin it on. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why tonight we're reading the signals. Nephews, we're going to expose these patterns for you. And most importantly, we're cleaning up the way men move. Call in, drop your questions in the chat, email Uncle Johnny. Speaking of which, nephews, lock in. Uncle Johnny, go ahead and introduce yourself tonight.
So I am Johnny Dumbbell. I am your no bullshit personal trainer and life coach out here in beautiful Pittsburgh, repping the 412, but I grew up in the 330. I give men advice about fitness, mindset, mostly dating and relationships so that you can finally stop getting played and start winning. Here's the thing. I know what it was like to be your age, and I know that those hormones make you do some crazy, stupid things that when you step outside the circle and look at it, you think, wow, that sounds like a really stupid thing to do for that reason. If you are contemplating doing something that could possibly fit that description, or it just sounds fiscally or financially irresponsible, maybe a little bit crazy or a little bit stupid, maybe a little bit reckless, all for the possible reward of, I think we know where I'm getting, talk to us first. Leave it in the comments, call in, shoot me an email. For the love of God, do it before you talk to us before you actually do it. The reason I say that is because we have screwed up in just about every way possible when it comes to dating, relationships, professionalism, careers, and whatever else you might have. Um, that way, talking to us, we can tell you why you might not want to do that. So, in short, remember, we stop you from making the mistake of simping for something that isn't going to bring much of a reward. Remember, simps are not victims; they are volunteers, no matter how much they feel the former. Um, we've got great stories. We are your screw up uncles because we've got great stories. Family members got great stories. Friends of ours have great stories, and we are not proud of the majority of those stories that they would tell. However, we are proud of the men that we become after having learned the lesson the hard way as to why you don't do it. That's why it's so important that you listen to what we have to say here, guys, because we are the screw up uncles who screwed up so that you don't have to. Now, listen close.
All right, Johnny, let's get to work tonight. In 1 second here, we'll jump right into these profiles. All right.
By the way, if you guys have ever had any extraordinary or unique or strange experience in online dating, leave it in the live chat, man. Let's talk about it.
All right.
By the way, and if you're watching this and enjoying this, please give us a like and subscribe. It's great for our algorithm, and it helps you to be able to see future podcasts and clips that we post.
Okay, nephews, let me break this down real quick. These are random profiles that Bumble just gives me from the women that I have filtered and selected my distance of. So there's no scripting to this. This is what their algorithm is randomly throwing us tonight. Now, I'm going to preview each and every one of these profiles first to make sure that there is nothing in them that we can't share on any of the platforms that we're streaming on. By the way, TikTok, we're live over on YouTube. It's in my bio on my profile. You can join the rest of the panel and check out the Bumble dating profiles. For some reason, TikTok is telling me that this Bumble show is not original content. So
it doesn't come much more original than us.
But I still love you and thank you for watching TikTok. All right. So back to it says Crystal here, 45. And Johnny, the first thing I notice is there's no bio.
Lame.
She drinks socially for what it's worth.
Don't we all?
Okay, we have a prompt here. Crystal says, my favorite quality in a person is confidence and consistency are my favorite qualities.
Well, that sounds kind of like the leadership and masculinity we try to teach these young men every Monday and Thursday night, doesn't it?
Yeah, I gotta say. All right. You want me to go through the whole profile, Johnny, or you want to break it down as we go? I know sometimes I get a little long-winded in these, and that's really just because I want to give our nephews the game on how to read all these profiles. Because some of these women aren't for me, nephews, but that doesn't mean they're not for you. So Uncle Johnny and I want to give you the game on how to get at them based on their profile. No bio, drink socially, confidence and consistency. Okay, guys are going to see this and think easygoing. They're going to think she's open-minded. They're going to think just flirt and have fun. And I think immediately that kind of energy is they over-flirt, over-text, and over-perform for a profile that's designed like this. But let's keep going here, and then we can talk about what this profile is really signaling. I want to get a little bigger picture of it first.
All right.
All right. So next prompt here says, my idea of quality time is, she says, my idea of quality time is laughing, a little flirting, and seeing where the night goes.
So it's either the company line or she wants everything to happen organically, which I got to tell you is probably the best experiences I've ever had.
Johnny, they all want it to happen organically.
And it should.
Another prompt here. I think this is the last prompt. It says, my favorite way to do nothing is do nothing with a dog. I don't disagree. All right, Johnny.
And that is not the same as doing nothing doggy style.
I don't like that there's no bio, but okay. So I think when a lot of you guys, you read, when a woman's talking about confidence, all right, you think loud, cocky, or maybe a smooth talker, and no. not at 45. All right. Most women saying confidence, let me tell you what they actually mean, nephews. They mean emotional steadiness, they mean decisiveness, and they mean a man that's comfortable with himself.
And that includes being comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how you learn who you are in those situations. Yes, absolutely.
Now, Johnny, I got to tell you, the real filter for me here is consistency, because she's telling me no hot, cold behavior. She's telling me no disappearing, no emotional chaos, and really no uncertainty.
Yeah, I mean, I think when somebody's asking for consistency, she's more or less letting you know that, okay, we're going to be watching your actions. Actions are consistent. Consistent words are just lyrics. So, I mean, yeah, I would think that I don't know how consistent she plans to be or how, any of that stuff. I mean, she might be, the highly accountable type or she might not be. That's not what she's talking about here. And here she's talking about she wants to know somebody can lead and move with intention. And, her act and, like I say, simultaneously letting you know that those actions she's going to have her conclusions about those actions. And I mean, that's really how you got to bottom line everybody you're in contact with, romantically, professionally, otherwise.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of guys are going to ignore part of it and just focus on the flirting part here.
Mhm.
Okay. The lapping, flirting, seeing where the night goes. This is a natural chemistry test. This is not convince me. This is why we tell you you can't convince a woman into attraction. This is not entertain me energy. This is calm interaction with a natural flow. And this connects perfectly on tonight's topic, Johnny. I gotta say, I did not plan this, but we're talking about attention versus desire here. And because a woman can laugh with you, she can flirt with you, she can enjoy your company and still not genuinely desire you. And a lot of men stop it. We had a good conversation. Well, meanwhile, they don't know how to escalate. There's no investment from her. There's no momentum. So they confuse comfort with attraction.
Yeah.
And this is where a lot of men mess up, Johnny. Okay. Profiles like this feel easy. And that's dangerous because, nephew, when you relax your standards around women who feel warm, playful, or even like socially easy, then you're going to tend to overinvest. You're going to assume that there's attraction, and you're going to start creating fantasies before the woman has actually shown you any kind of genuine desire. Now, what I like, Johnny, and I know you know this because we've been doing this long enough, but this little last part, let's see where the night goes.
Bless that bit.
Because this part matters, nephews. All right. Some of you guys hear this and you're going to think she's down for anything, but hold on. Let's slow this down a second, because what the line typically means is that she values natural chemistry over a rigid structure. She wants interaction to unfold organically, and she doesn't want forced seriousness immediately. But here's the important part. That freedom only exists when attraction exists. If the attraction is weak, that night, it's going nowhere. And men keep trying to negotiate around that reality instead of just accepting it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just it. You're being basically told in a couple of different ways that your actions and your emotions and the way that you proceed and move are going to be monitored and are going to be inferred upon. She's going to make an assumption or a hypothesis, the kind of guy you are, whether she's putting you in this box, or this box, and or her box. You're kind of still. I'm not going to say auditioning because you shouldn't be. What I'm saying is she's observing and she's kind of doing a vetting process of her own, and she's even letting you know up front she's going to be monitoring how you act. So this is one where if you're going to go ahead and swipe right on her, Uncle Bill, I think we got to make sure that the young man who swipes right on her has a good sense of self-confidence.
Absolutely, Johnny. 100% agree with you. Now, real quick, Johnny, let's talk about this favorite way to do nothing with my dog because, like, it sounds simple, but it signals comfort, peace, and low drama lifestyle. The translation, she probably values calm over intensity. All right. If your energy, what I'm trying to say, nephews, is if your energy is needy, chaotic, or if you do this thing Uncle Johnny's always talking about that you shouldn't do called approval seeking,
Oh, dear
you're
God.
you're going to drain her quickly.
And understand something. Once you've gained her approval, don't think for a second that's the destination, my man. That's just the first stop on a very long and more than likely painful journey.
Okay. Well, listen, we want to give you guys the game for watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in. So I'll tell you where you'll lose a woman like Crystal here. And you're going to try to be too funny or you're going to over sexualize too early. Some of you are going to assume that flirting
Especially
means,
with that whole see where things goes thing. Yeah.
yeah,
I see a lot of
they
guys
get-
taking that running the wrong way. Yep.
well, Johnny, they get emotionally invested off of attention. And then when she pulls back, they start to get confused. Now,
But then again, and see right there, even if she is leading things on, which she very well probably isn't, but even if she were, there's that part where she can come back to and say, "Hey, told you we'll see where things go. They didn't go." You know, this is the kind of thing that, if you're not moving with confidence, if you are moving with confidence, honestly, that won't matter because things are going to flow the way they should. But if you're trying to fake that confidence, I tell you guys every time I get a chance to, women can smell fake confidence like a fart in the car. They just see it more as creepiness. I'm telling you.
all right, nephews. Now we told you where you messed up. Now we're going to tell you how to get the girl. The correct way to pull this kind of profile. All right, you got to stay relaxed. You got to stay grounded. You stay light and playful. But most importantly, you observe whether she's investing in you. Not just responding, investing. Because if she's genuinely attracted, you're going to feel that movement naturally. You won't, and I'll tell you, it won't feel like you're carrying the entire interaction uphill. And nephews, we know you go through that. If you've ever been through that, put that in the comments. Let us know. Uncle Johnny and I got some tips that we'll send you, off camera. We
Yeah,
just
let's
want to
talk
help
about it,
you out.
guys.
Because look here, nephews, a woman enjoying your attention is not the same thing as wanting access to you emotionally or desiring you physically. Those are different levels of investment. And if you don't learn how to read the difference, you're going to keep mistaking politeness, flirting, and conversation for something deeper than it actually is.
Yeah, I mean, Uncle Bill and I have had plenty of lady invest physically in us, so we get it.
Well, look, that's how you guys end up emotionally attached to women who are never fully attached to you guys in the first place.
And dude, we've all done it. I mean, we've all done it. It's a wake up call when you finally realize that you've been doing it.
All right, Johnny, I got a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the
Well,
fence.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're impressed by the fact that she expects consistency, great. The question you have to answer here is that a projection of her own sense of consistency, or is it just something she's demanding out of somebody? I don't think she would go that deep to somebody that she hasn't even met as to put it on there if it wasn't something like, hey, look, I want to respect you. I want you to be lead worthy, I would say that that's a little more realistic than we usually see.
Oh, man. All right, some of these pictures could be better too. I mean, that one's not
Well,
bad.
I mean, I think she's pretty.
All right. I'm going to swipe right on Johnny.
And ladies, just so you all know, we are making this decision based in no way, shape, or form along the lines of like whether or not we like how long her eyelashes are. We honestly don't care. Just throwing that out there.
Bruh.
I do like profiles in women with dogs. Like let's take the dog for a walk. So her favorite way to do nothing is with the dog. Let's see if she can stand on that.
Just don't stay just for the dog. It's going to make it more stressful for everybody.
All right, Johnny, let me preview Brooke here real quick, and then we'll break this one down.
Wait, did we go right or left on that one?
I swiped right on her.
All right, cool. I'm still praying. Listen, I'm still praying for the day that we actually get like a live match. In all the time we've done the show, it has not happened live.
John, you say that. That's the third time you say that, and I have matched live before.
Well, yeah, but we didn't do the message. We didn't do the voice thing. We didn't.
Right. And here's why, because on some of these, most of the time, Bumble makes women initiate the interaction, but they have recently with their updates created a feature where women are allowed to select like one or two things. It's going to send you an automatic prompt when you match, and you get to respond to one of the two things they've automatically selected. And, I don't mind it because it gets kind of boring getting the same message from women over and over every time I match with them. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to initiate conversation. And Johnny, that's because a lot of women don't really have game.
That is kind of how it comes across. Yeah.
I get, hey, sexy. I get less than 3 words from their interactions, bro. So, but, and you know what? I don't mind that because especially when I'm first meeting a woman, I should be doing a lot of the, heavy lifting, and I'm going to set the pace. And like, I know to ask them out right away, expert level with this. So I'm not overly investing or putting too much time in, but, all right, we got another profile here, and let's get to it. That's why our nephews are tuning in tonight. They came to learn some game. So, next up, Johnny. Second here. Okay, next profile, we got Brooke. She's 39, and there is no bio.
39 double D.
Says she drinks frequently.
Bruh.
Salute.
Okay. We have a prompt here. It says, win me over by cooking for me. I think Brooke here's got that a little bit backwards, Johnny.
Yeah, I kind of see where she might want to be able to see what kind of care and what kind of touch you would put onto something you make, but let's not put the cart before the horse there, sweets.
That's the whole profile, Johnny.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This has nothing to do with being the subservient male who cooks. This has nothing to do with that. This is one of many shit tests you're going to be dealing with. Now, I don't even know that she means to do it as a test, but she wants to see whether or not this is basically an audition for you. She's giving you a culinary audition. So remember, we tell you, there's nothing wrong with being compatible with somebody, but you got to be able to set your own program. And look, auditioning in the kitchen for however many guys that actually managed to make it past her inbox probably shouldn't be as high on your list as getting out there and making yourself better every day. If that's something you're doing anyway, she'll see that. Or, you could actually just not audition and move on.
Exactly. Now that's what I would do, but we're here to teach tonight, so I'm going to break the profile down. Let me check this out just one more time. She really put 3 words into it and some pictures from her camera roll, and pretty much told us what an alcoholic she is.
She's delicious.
Well, a lot of guys, you want to talk on that, Johnny? They're going to look at these pictures and they're not even going to read anything on here.
Well, the thing of it is that we all know how I feel about the party girl. I think that's kind of what this is sounding like. This looks like the kind of girl who, I don't know if she pays for her own drinks or not, but she probably doesn't have to if she doesn't want to. So, I think that this is the kind of girl who would be great to have fun with. This would be the kind of girl that would be great to spend a night or even a weekend with. I don't think this is somebody that you're going to want to try to push into a committed relationship or get into a committed relationship with, simply because this is someone who's enjoying her single life. She's, you have to wonder how a gorgeous girl like her is resorting to Bumble if she has her pick of the guys around her. We say, of course, all the time, she probably has her pick of all the guys she doesn't want. But that's not that's really not even what's at play here. Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, say that again for all these guys who are insecure about women's DMs. Please say that again, sir.
Well, the thing of it is that she is going to respond to some of the messages that she gets on this app. So, I mean, there is something to that. But understand that most of the time, whether it's on Facebook, on her social media, whether she even acknowledges that she's on a dating app on her social media, because a lot of people keep that separate. I do. I really ought to dust off my profile because I'm getting rusty on this Bumble shit. But, she's keeping those two things separate. But the thing of it is that no matter what social media she's on, I'm sure that she has an inbox that is absolutely inundated with messages from guys who are sitting there in her inbox talking to themselves. 3 or 4 different, hey girl, hi, what's up messages. No response, not even read. And these guys, there's going to be that long list of messages in there. Again, these are the guys she doesn't want. These are the guys she has her pick of. These are the guys that she could message, pretend to be interested for an hour, and probably get a free meal if that's the type of person she were. Not saying she is or isn't. I'm just saying she probably could. When it comes to that sort of thing, I'm saying that if you're really looking to stand out, then fine. Make a funny joke, stand out in some way, shape, or form. Show her a picture with your shirt off, whatever it happens to be. Okay. But the fact of the matter is that this is a girl who knows what she can get. This is the girl who knows she can get it. All right. And she's already asking you to audition. So we put a couple of those things together. Do I think that's a red flag? No. But do I still think that's a reason why I personally would swipe left? Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, now, Johnny. Okay, guys. Cooking for me. Now, let's talk about this for just a minute, shall we, Johnny?
Absolutely.
One of the first dates we do, we teach you guys that there should be one of 4 first dates. It should be real something simple. It could be coffee. It could be drinks at a bar. If it's summer, it could be like ice cream cones. If it's winter, hot chocolate. And then, Johnny and I also, we're big advocates for taking women to the duck pond. Go feed the ducks with these women. No expensive dinners on some woman you don't even know.
And so the women who put in their profile, teach me something, you could teach them why you don't feed bread to the ducks.
Now, that's date 1. Date 2, if she makes it, if she qualifies for date 2, should be cooking at her crib or your crib. Now, this can be very fun. It can be very intimate. You guys go on a little trip to the store together and you pick out all the things that you like to eat, nephew. You're going to pick out, and Johnny, you want to give them the game on where to get the food from?
Well, if you're taking care of yourself the way you should be, and you're loving and respecting yourself and your body and making yourself better every day, you should be buying the best kinds of foods to be putting into your system. Generally, with in a grocery store layout, those foods are going to be in the coolers that are along the perimeter walls. And by that, I mean the walls that actually are the outside walls of the store. Why? Well, that's where the outlets are. So that's where the coolers are plugged in. They're in the coolers because they are one ingredient, perishable food items, which means they're natural. I know, weird, right? But that's where we want to be able to get our produce, especially in the Northern Hemisphere this time of year. This is the time to get it right now. Strawberries, blueberries, things that you can put with your breakfast, your yogurts. You should be getting fruits, vegetables, and as many different colored fruits and vegetables as you can. Those mean different vitamins, and you are going to need those as you get older. The meats, lean, things that are going to be able to give you enough protein with as few calories as possible to repair those muscles that you hopefully tore the hell out of in your workout today as part of the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge. Three times a week for 4 weeks, guys. Let's see it.
I just feel like Dave Chappelle's about to pop out.
Damn, look at them titties.
Oh, I did. I definitely did.
Okay, now, All right, so my point is that when you pick out the little things that you like to eat in date number 2, you're cooking at your crib or her crib. It's very intimate. You guys are in the kitchen together. It's playful. It's fun. And you know what's not very far from the kitchen, Johnny? Do you know?
I mean,
The
I can't say the
bedroom.
bed. See, my bedroom's way far away from my kitchen because I have Pittsburgh stairs. But yeah, I
You
see
get
where you're
my
coming from.
point,
We're
sir.
still going. It's just gonna be tough.
We're All right. So date 2, cooking at her crib. So I really don't have a problem when she's saying cooking for me because I'm going to put her on. I'm going to give her the game on how to cook for me as well. So that's not too much of an issue. And let's talk, Johnny, for a second about what's not in this profile. Do you see her IG anywhere?
I have not seen an IG.
No. No. So I don't think she's like farming, but no bio, drinks frequently, win me over by cooking. That's it. So I think a lot of men, they're still going to line up. Johnny's still going to audition. They're still going to try to start proving themselves immediately. And that's the problem.
I like to drink my boobs off, and I expect you to try out for my company.
All right, nephews, this is a really good example of a low effort profile. Let's call this what it is. There's no personality depth at all to this thing. There's no values. There's no direction. There's no insight into who this woman actually is. But there is a request. And you know what?
Well, there is if you're
That
looking.
matters.
Yeah.
Win me over by cooking for me. Now, this is why we teach you discernment, nephews, because this is where discernment comes in.
And that right there is all you need to know about bitches.
Now, look, there's nothing wrong with a man cooking. All right. Because, like we said, cooking can be thoughtful, it can be masculine, it can be intentional, it can be attractive to women. But context matters. And I think a lot of men are going to completely miss the context on this one, Johnny. And I'll tell you what they're going to do wrong here. All right. They're going to immediately shift into provider mode or even performer mode or let me impress her mode before she's earned any of that energy.
Well, and I mean, that's what she's asking for. She's asking for an audition.
So what this only prompt actually signals at minimum, that maybe she values effort. Maybe there's nurturing energy. I get a little bit of experience over generic conversations, but that's what most women, cool. Yeah. But a woman that's asking to win me over while giving you almost nothing to work with creates an imbalance immediately. And a lot of you guys are going to walk right into that. Now, Johnny, tonight's lesson, we're talking about attention versus desire. So a lot of women enjoy being pursued. A lot of women enjoy being catered to. Some of them enjoy being impressed. Most of them enjoy receiving effort, but that does not automatically mean genuine attraction. It doesn't mean emotional investment, and it certainly doesn't mean genuine desire. That's where you guys get trapped right there. Because the second you start cooking, planning, over giving, and providing yourself before that attraction is even established, you create comfort without tension.
And without that strong attraction, you just became that guy she calls when she's bored and hungry.
Okay, well, now, Johnny, let's talk about this drinks frequently, shall we? Let's be adults here, nephews. It doesn't automatically mean a problem, a red flag, or a party girl. But if you combine that with no bio, a low effort profile, and win me over, it does suggest a lifestyle first kind of energy. And this woman wants experience-oriented dating. Possibly, maybe wanting to feel something quickly, but now you got to vet deeper. And I'll show you where you guys are out of alignment, where you're going to take the L at on this one. Because if you think if I show enough effort, she'll choose me, it doesn't work like that.
Bruh.
Effort does not create attraction. Effort amplifies attraction that already exists. And that's a huge difference.
Gigantic, yeah.
All right. Now, let me show you how a man with game moves here. All right. You don't reject her. You don't get bitter. You don't perform. Nephews, you must stay grounded. So instead of trying to win her over, I want you to ask yourself, has she given enough effort to earn my effort yet? Like that's the frame, really.
Yeah.
So, okay, I would say here, thinking here. Okay, so you're a response. All right, so I cook a great steak. When are you free? That would be like really weak kind of energy, you know what I mean, for you to send in a message. But if you're coming with something like cooking's earned, and I gotta know someone's worth before breaking out a good pan first, you know, you're kind of playful and confident, and you have some standards, and you can start to create a little tension that way without being disrespectful.
And by the way, if you're a grown man and you're not a vegetarian, you better know how to grill a steak.
Okay, well, look, nephews, this is why so many of you guys end up overinvesting, emotionally attached, and confused. It's because you mistake your effort for being genuinely desired, and they're just not the same thing. So again, I'm going to say it one more time tonight, Johnny. A woman can love your attention. A woman can love your planning. A woman can love your validation. She can even love your effort and still not want you long-term. And nephews, that's the lesson.
And that happens. It really does.
Stop
But
asking
the thing of it is,
yourself,
it's a question of how long you're willing to hang around, you know, while that's going on. This is where, like I was saying earlier, you're going to have to take time through that interaction to know, are these the actions of someone who's interested? Do we bottom line this? How do we bottom line this? Is she interested if she does this, or is she disinterested if she does this? You can listen to what she has to say. Maybe she's making excuses. Maybe she's not. The fact of the matter is she probably doesn't have to, because, guys, we have that gigantic, easy to hit target called an ego, but it's fragile as all hell. And the last thing you want to believe is that she's just not into you, man. None of us likes to think that. But the thing of it is that as you get older, the more you like yourself, the less that's going to matter anyway. Then again, the more you like yourself, the more of them that are going to like you as well. And that's going to be unintentional if you're doing it right. But yeah, I'm going to say that's a left for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go left too, and for many reasons. All right, let's pass on this one. All right, let me check out our next profile real quick. Oh, you know what? Johnny, I get so invested in the profiles, I forget to tell everybody we got our phone lines open, nephews. Call up with your questions about any of these profiles. Call up with your dating questions. Also, email Uncle Johnny if you want to get on Monday night show with your questions. We can't do it.
And by the way,
go ahead, Johnny.
And if anybody has a life flex to share with us in the live chat, we'd like to hear that too. My life flex, as of yesterday, I put my last cigarette out exactly 17 years ago. So that's my flex. I'll get it started. If you guys got something like that, anything like that, let's hear it. Sir.
All right.
And here's the funny thing. You know why, Uncle Bill? You know what the biggest reason was that I quit smoking? Because I refused to pay $4 a pack for cigarettes.
Bruh.
What do cigarettes go for now? If any let me know, put it in the chat. I'd love to know.
Yeah, I heard it was upwards of like 10 or $12, but I'm not for a pack. I'm not real sure. But I mean, I remember when I first started smoking, it wasn't much more than that for a carton.
All right, I couldn't show that excuse me, share that profile. I'm looking for another one. Give me just a second here. Man, oh,
What's going on?
these are some rough profiles, Johnny. Look, we've been on
Oh
for
no! See, no
40
wait.
minutes. We're only going to be
Now,
on
see,
for
I
another
get curious. No, I get curious when you say these are rough-looking profiles because I'm thinking, like, wait, are we talking like rough as in like the Tuesday afternoon shift at the local strip club rough, or what? What are we looking at?
There's just a couple really rough profiles, low effort, poor pictures.
Stab wounds, C-section scars. I mean, I get it.
Like this one. This is what I would consider a rough profile, Johnny. There's no bio. There's one prompt. It says, my favorite way to do nothing is music and hang out with my kids.
Bruh.
Ugh.
I mean,
Sounds like
yawn.
a bundle of fun. This one, man.
Yawn. So I've had a few of these in a row and I've been skipping over them because I want to find a profile that we could actually teach the nephews some game on.
Yeah, she can motivate me right to sleep.
And I'll tell you, probably a lot of these profiles, nephews, they're older women.
Yeah.
Don't let that stop you, though. Shoot your shot at them anyway.
Absolutely. By the way, we don't age too bad, guys. Most of us don't. We're doing all right.
All right. So this one here, Johnny, Barbara. It says she's looking for a relationship.
Yo, I don't like those eyes, man. That's like the first time I saw. That's like the first time I saw Pennywise, and he was wearing heavy makeup.
All right. Well, she says she's happiest when I'm out in nature with a great cup of coffee. And I just want to point out.
She looks like she's happiest when you don't know she's got a pair of scissors behind her back.
I just want to point out, Uncle Johnny and I were just telling you guys 10 minutes ago about 4 kind of dates you should be first dates you should be taking women on. And that is 2 of them right there. Out in nature or a cup of coffee. Keep it simple with these women.
In this case,
sharp objects first, huh?
In this case, one where there's actual witnesses, just in case.
Johnny's saying you better take this one to a public setting. Says, I'm known for my positive energy and making people laugh. That's a bit of a company line. After work, you can find me at the gym.
Bless that bitch.
There's just not a lot to go on.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this one anyway. We're gonna go ahead and go left on if it's me.
Yeah. All right, let me check out this one real quick. Maybe we can share this one.
By the way, if anybody ever got together with somebody online when you first met, you got this really bad feeling, and whether it turned out to be true or not, you just kind of noped out. Tell us about your noping out in the live chat. Those are always the best stories.
Okay, so I got something here we can share, and maybe this will be our last one tonight because I want to talk to you guys for a second about some of these things that we see in women's profiles. So sometimes they put that they're looking for a relationship. Sometimes they put that they're looking for something casual. These typically don't mean what you think they mean. These labels, they get misunderstood constantly. So we're going to talk a little bit about what looking for something casual means and what looking for a long-term relationship means, just to give you guys the game so you have a bit of a better understanding going forward. So
right.
to me,
if she's yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, but she's wearing a Browns jersey and she says she expects a ring. She's lying.
Bruh.
All right. On the surface, something
I went there.
casual. Let's start with this one, Johnny. It means she's not trying to force any kind of commitment. And a lot of women, they
Yeah.
want freedom and flexibility, but she is.
Does she, or is that her
open-
roundabout way of saying she just doesn't want commitment?
Well, they're usually open to connection without heavy pressure. That's how I
Mhm.
view it. Now, that's the surface, though. But underneath, casual can mean a lot of different things depending upon, well, Johnny, depending upon the level of attraction, I would say, and the emotional availability. It could depend on the life stage or even recent experiences and who she's talking to. And this is where a lot of you guys get cooked. Now, what you guys do wrong when we see something casual, you guys hear casual and you immediately think catch feelings, try to lock her down, or start proving relationship value immediately. And you'd be wrong. Because casual, it does not mean low standards, no emotions, or automatic intimacy. It certainly doesn't mean zero vetting. It means, I'll tell you what it definitely does not mean, that she wants every man equally.
Yeah, no.
Now, looking for a long-term relationship. Let's break this down real quick, Johnny. What it means on the surface is that they're seeking a certain kind of stability and consistency. They still want that emotional connection, which Johnny and I will break this down in another episode because
that's kind of a whole discussion.
tonight.
Yeah,
But emotional connection, nephews, we need you to understand that it is subjective. So it really depends on the woman, and women can use that as an excuse to detach. And like I said, we'll do a whole episode down the line on emotional connection.
definitely.
Now, back to long-term relationship, like Sarah has here. On the surface, it means that she wants a future with somebody she's aligned with. I mean, that sounds simple, right? But again, you guys can misread this constantly because a lot of you guys think, perfect, I'll just show her I'm relationship material immediately. And you start thinking that this woman's wifey.
Oh, dude.
You're going to start over investing, over explaining, over pursuing before she's even earned any of that.
Bruh.
That's weak. The real game here. Go ahead.
And the thing of it is, it really does display a scarcity mindset. This isn't, there's a lot of women interested in me and I'm choosing you. This is oh my God, somebody's finally paying attention to me. Now I got to keep your attention and grab hold of it. Pick up a handful of sand and squeeze it real hard in your fist and see what happens to the grains. I'm telling you.
All right, nephews. Here's what I need you to understand about women who want long-term relationships. When she says that, what she does not mean is that she wants commitment to you specifically. It means she's open to commitment with the right man. Now, that's a huge difference because too many men hear relationship and they skip right past attraction, chemistry, compatibility, and vetting. And you guys, for some reason I can't figure out, jump right into provider mode, get emotionally invested, and start future planning.
Bruh.
Before she's even qualified, by the way.
Oh, dude.
Now, here's the part they don't want to hear. All right, nephews, you guys should not be begging for a relationship.
You shouldn't even be asking for it.
You should not be trying to convince women to commit. And you certainly should not be trying to earn boyfriend status. That's backwards. A woman should be pressing you for the relationship. And let me explain carefully before you guys start getting emotional. Because if your standards are strong, all right, if your life is structured, if your energy is grounded, if your leadership is clear, if your discipline is real, then you are the valuable long-term investment. In women who recognize that, she does not want uncertainty around you. She wants clarity. She wants security. She wants exclusivity before another woman gets the opportunity. And that's natural. And that's what it looks like when she gets really invested. So I'll break this down a little bit more. We want you to understand this. We want you to have a better understanding of this. A woman who is genuinely serious about you, she's the one that's going to bring up exclusivity. She's the one that is seeking clarity naturally. She's the one that increases consistency. She integrates you into her life. She stops acting single, and she does everything she can to protect the connection.
Yeah.
You won't
And I mean,
feel like you're Johnny, please go ahead.
and that goes right down to the actions. Yeah. I mean, while this is a whole other discussion, these things Uncle Bill's saying, I want you to bear in mind, because you're going to have to ask yourself, if she is this girl, if she is that type, if she feels that way about me, is this what she does? And that's, I mean, again, her words can tell you anything. You got to pay attention to what she does. And that's exactly what we're talking about here.
When she's into you, you won't feel like you're dragging her towards commitment. And look, Johnny, I want to just give them as much game as I can. So we're going to tell them what they're doing wrong. I love to tell them what mistakes they make so they can recognize it when it comes up. Okay. What you guys keep doing wrong is you lead with commitment before attraction is established. You start boyfriending her too early. You overgive access to yourself. You over prioritize women who haven't even earned it yet.
And when you do that, you don't even have to ask for the commitment. You've already groveled as it is.
Well, yeah, then you wonder why she lost attraction, or why she pulled back, or why she got comfortable but not attached. It's because you gave that relationship energy before she demonstrated relationship behavior.
Never mind that. You exuded a scarcity mindset. Like I said, this isn't you chose her. It's she finally noticed you, and you're hoping she chooses you. Big difference.
Now, the real standard, nephews, commitment should not come from fear of losing a woman. It should not come from loneliness or anxiety. It should not come from trying to lock her down. It should come from alignment. It should come from consistency. It should come from trust built over time. So if you're grounded, if you're emotionally disciplined, if you're intentional, if you're purposeful, if you're attractive in both energy and lifestyle, the right woman will naturally want more access to you, more consistency with you, and more security with you. You won't have to convince, chase, or beg for a commitment. And if you do, it's probably not that invested. I mean, that's not bitterness, nephews. This is discernment, and this is why we're here.
Yeah, we entice, we don't convince.
All right, Johnny, we've been on for 55 minutes. We'll talk about Sarah for a few minutes here, and then we're going to have to wrap this up. Give me just a moment here. All right, nephews, here's our number. You can call up if you got any questions. Like I said, we're going to be on for a few more minutes. We'd love to answer some of your calls. I know on the Thursday night show, I do get a little more into these Bumble profiles, and I don't run the banners and the numbers as much, but our numbers are up. If you have any dating questions, if you have any questions about fitness, Johnny is a fitness instructor as well as a life coach. Call us up. We got you.
Uncle Bill, I got to tell you, I would love for someone to call in sometime. Just tell us, a crazy online dating story, something, wild that happened, maybe, any of those kinds of things. I'd like to see the live chat, but man, I would really love if you call in and just tell us what crazy story you have from online dating experience.
All right, here's
also,
our last
by the way, if you're still with us,
tonight.
by the way, thank you guys for watching. If you're still with us, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. It helps us be seen by you more, as much as you would like.
Shout out to everybody watching us tonight, especially those who like that have liked the stream, or that or that are going to like it on the replay if you didn't catch it live. We appreciate you. All right. Last profile for the night, Johnny. Sarah, 34. And Sarah here has a bio. Hold on one second. I got to do something with TikTok. Apologize. All right. She says,
Sarah,
love Buffalo Bills, early night, MAHA, funny people,
I think that's a kind of tuna.
hoppy IPAs,
Bruh.
Eh,
cute kids, fresh
Amber Lager, man.
manis, itinerary free weekends, my sister's great hair days, and clean cars.
That's pretty specific. I like it.
Not bad. I enjoy a hoppy IPA from time to time myself. Let's see what else we got here. My personal hell is Disney adults.
Bless that bitch.
Dude, hey, I get it, man.
Am I in alignment with this one?
So, guys, don't bring her to Pittsburgh during Comic-Con. I'm telling you.
Now, look, I got no problem if a woman is a Disney fan, especially if she's into Marvel or Star Wars. But if she's singing Disney princess songs, there might be something wrong with her.
Bruh.
Yeah, like, I'm not meeting you for
Just keep
coffee
that
and
in
having you
mind,
be
man,
dressed
please.
like Snow White. You know, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Now, Johnny, there is something to say for women who will cosplay for you, but nephews, that is a different show and a different topic. All right. Now, she says, one thing I'd love to know about you is what meal you think is better than cheeseburger and fries. Chicken and broccoli. Some rice.
Cheeseburger and loaded
What about
fries.
you, Johnny?
No,
Cheeseburger and fries your go-to meal?
On Sundays when I'm not watching it, yeah. No, not really, actually. I'm going to say, I don't know. Tonight, what I had, man, I went with a really lean chop. I had some of those extra protein egg noodles and put together that broccoli cauliflower carrot combo, whatever the hell they call that.
That's what's up. All right. My ultimate green flag is authenticity.
Bless that bitch.
All right.
Johnny, can you give them a little bit of game on how to be their genuine, authentic self in their interactions with women, please?
Simple. Don't waste your time or hers until you actually like yourself enough to have something about you want to share. You're not on a dating site to make somebody else's team. You're on a dating site because you've come to a point in your life where you love and respect yourself to a great deal. You want to be able to share your life experience with somebody else. You want to be able to share who you become, the person that you now like, the better version of yourself than you were before. That is when you should be going on to doing something like this. If you can't name me a bunch of things that you love about yourself to the point where you'd like to share them, you're not ready, man. That's the kind of confidence, that's the kind of self-love and self-respect you're going to have if you plan on moving forward in this dating world and expect to be successful in finding the right companion. You got to be your own right companion first. Nobody's going to come after you if you don't. That's it.
I don't know, Johnny. I gotta say, I'm kind of on the fence about this one here.
Also, don't wear Crocs on the first date. I can't believe I have to tell some of you this.
Sarah, 34. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Left or right?
I got to say, does the friend have a profile too? Because I mean, the friend is pretty. Yeah.
Bless that bitch.
Johnny, the friend caught my attention as well. I'm glad you noticed that, sir.
Dude, if this matches, we'll double, yo.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And look, okay, so one thing
We ain't doubling, man. Come on now.
Look, okay, so one thing I'll talk about sometimes is how to approach groups of women. And I know you guys, you get your eye on one woman in the group and you only want to talk to her. And that's kind of rude because you're interrupting their evening. You need to talk to the whole group. And there's a few reasons why. It could be that woman that you're into. She could have a boyfriend. She might not be that interested in you, but there could be another woman in this group here that might be feeling you. And let me tell you what could happen. If you're a man with game, if you're a man who knows what he's doing, if you're a man who knows how to bring it out of them, this woman is going to go back and tell her friends all the little kinky things you did to her. And that one woman in the group who might not have initially been interested in you, nephews, will start to take a second look at you once her friend starts hyping you up.
And by the way, here's some advanced game on that approach too. If you're going to engage everyone in the conversation, here's the thing. Engage look, come for me in the comments if you must, but engage the least attractive one first. And I'll tell you why, because chances are if that group has the chaperone that says she's not going anywhere, it's usually her. It's usually the one so if you get on her good side first, talk to everybody else, you engage everyone, that could be a strategic way of at least avoiding the rooster block.
Johnny, I gotta get on my soundboard tomorrow and add the grenade whistle sound.
Dude. I'm disappointed we don't have it yet.
We need a grenade whistle sound for the soundboard now, bro. I gotta say, I think I'm gonna swipe right on this one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
Tell a friend to call me.
Let that bitch.
Hey, we're bringing to Pittsburgh for a night, Johnny. How's
Hell
that?
yeah. Actually, yeah, there's a couple places we can hang out. Yeah.
All right, nephews. She's not giving you. All right, let me, I'm sorry. I got distracted here. The next profile was a licensed massage therapist at a spa. And I don't think she's actually a licensed massage therapist.
What?
Let me. Johnny,
she's paying her way through college, man.
You want to do one more profile tonight, Johnny, real quick?
Don't get me started on the masseuses. No, I'm good, man.
No. You really think I gotta know, Johnny? You really think that she's a licensed massage therapist at a spa? Is that the kind of energy you're getting here?
Yeah.
All right. Bruh. All right. Nephews, tonight was important. All right, because a lot of you're not getting rejected. You're getting misled by your own hope, and there's a difference. You see replies, you see flirting, you see consistency, attention, good morning texts, and you start building meaning around it. You think, she likes me. You guys think this is going somewhere, or I just need to keep showing up. Meanwhile, you're the one that's carrying the entire conversation. You're the one carrying the energy. Well, they're the ones carrying the investment and the momentum. And here's the problem, Johnny. They don't even realize they're building attachment to a woman who only enjoys their attention.
Yeah.
All right, nephews, because tonight's truth is an uncomfortable one, let's break this down just a little bit more. A woman can enjoy you. A woman can appreciate you. She can flirt with you. She can even spend time with you and still not genuinely desire you. That's reality. And look, mature men learn how to accept reality quickly, not emotionally, clearly. And that's why we talked tonight about attention versus desire. That's why we talked about effort versus attraction. That's why we talk about comfort versus chemistry. Because too many men are trying to earn something that either naturally exists or it doesn't. You either feel it or you feel hesitation. You feel inconsistency. You feel surface level energy, and you feel convenience-based interaction. Bruh. That's your answer. And here's the part I really want you to hear, nephews. Stop trying to impress women into wanting you. Stop over giving. Stop overperforming. Please stop rewarding low investment with high effort.
And no matter how you slice it, you're auditioning, you're dancing.
Nephews, once you start chasing clarity, chasing attraction, chasing validation, you're going to lose your position as a man. And this isn't bitterness towards women. Women are allowed to feel what they feel.
Look, they're wired one way, we're wired one way.
They're allowed to change their mind. Look, women are allowed to enjoy your company without desiring you. The problem is not women. The problem is men refusing to observe honestly. A grounded man has to pay attention to investment, consistency, and reciprocity moving forward. He doesn't get hypnotized by a little bit of flirting or a few replies or surface level chemistry. He watches her behavior. Shout out to Johnny Dumbbell. Bottom line, her actions. So take this with you tonight. Stop asking, how do I make her want me? And start asking, is she showing genuine desire or am I just enjoying the attention? That question alone will save you months, even years of emotional confusion. Look, nephews, call in next time. Drop your questions in the chat. Email Uncle Johnny. Just start swiping smarter. Don, you got anything to say before we wrap this up tonight, sir?
Yeah, like we got a long weekend between now and Monday night. We'll see you again at 9:35 p.m. Eastern time. So between now and then, you're on your own. Uncle Bill, we ain't got bail. We ain't got bail money to get you out of prison, okay? Out of jail, rather. So keep the alcohol and drugs to a minimum. But if you do drink, don't drive. And if you do drive, don't park. Because accidents cause people, and that's going to cost you. Good night.
Thanks for watching, nephews. God bless the real. We out.
Yeah.